Hi everyone, Amy here, and today I have a really quick and easy card to share with you today. It's going to include 3D embossing with this awesome 3D folder from altenew called Curving Leaves and some gilding paste. So I haven't used this particular color yet. It's called Fern, but I do have a handful of these colors and they're super fun to play with. Just showing you my press and seal because that's what I cover the container with. So here are a few photos of the finished card. It really came together super quickly, and this gilding polish is so fun to play with. So I'm going to show you how I did it. To start, I'm just going to spritz this panel of black cardstock. It's pretty thick. It's inexpensive, but it's definitely on the thicker side, and I didn't want it to crack at all with this deep 3D design. So spritz it if you can with water. It does always help, but if you can't, it'll probably be fine. But I'm just going to line it up in this 6x6 embossing folder and run it through off screen through my die cutting machine. And look at that design. Isn't that so cool? That would be cool as is, but I'm going to step it up even further. You can see these come with the little foams on the top. But for today's video, I'm actually just going to use like a little regular Tim Holtz blending foam. It has a very, I don't know how to describe the consistency of it. It's not very runny. It's a little gelatinous, as you can see here, but I tend to kind of run it up along the edge just so I have an even coating all over without a lot of chunks, because I'm just going to go light-handed and try and brush just right over the top of that 3D embossing. And you can see I did kind of go down in spots where it wasn't raised, but I didn't really mind that too much. I feel like it just added to the design. So if you're more careful, you can probably avoid having that happen. And then one other benefit, I don't clean off these foams when I'm done. I just kind of throw them in a little bag with the handful of other ones I have for the other colors. And they do get really crusty and dry out, but they moisten back up enough to use when you put them back in the container, and then that firmness of them really allows you to kind of keep it flat and really only brush over the top of the embossing, which is kind of a win-win. So here I just took a piece of the press and seal and really rubbed it along the edge, and this will help keep that from drying out. Now, just in the time that it took me to kind of put all my supplies away, it actually dried. So I do like to do it with an open window just because it does have a little bit of a smell and I don't want to breathe in anything. But it does dry really super quick and it does not rub off. As you could see, I ran my fingers all over it and you don't get any like mica rubbing off or anything like that, and it dries super quick. So bear that in mind. It's not meant to go on thick like other pastes. It's more like a polish, and it just goes right on top of that gorgeous embossing. So I just used some tape runner there and attached it to a card base of 110-pound cardstock. That's Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. And here I'm just flipping through my sentiment book to figure out what I want to do. And I have this fun Woot. I think it's a Kathy Zilski from Simon Says Stamp. And then I have this sub-sentiment from Tailored Expressions. It's a simple strip. So I'll link the available products in the video description box below. If you expand and scroll down, you'll find those details. But here I'm just using my Artist Tack micro dots just to add some adhesive to the back of this little fine die so I don't have to mess with oozage from liquid glue. So I make sure I find a spot that still has little dots on it, and then I'm just going to attach that directly down onto this card base, and then I'm going to press it really well just because applying the pressure I think helps it set a little bit, plus you have all that texture from the embossing, so you want to make sure that it's stuck on there very well, but once it's there it's good to go. And then on this little sentiment strip, I'm just going to use these little foam strips that I get from Amazon. They fit perfectly behind it, and then a touch of dimension. So I'm just figuring out the placement where exactly I want it to go. I always have to try and figure it out with that little loop on the T. So I decided to kind of kick it over a little to the left in the composition so that it doesn't fully cover the T, but just kind of lays over it a little bit like it's chilling. And then I just lay this down, and that's basically going to finish the card. So no shortage of wow factor when you use these embossing folders, right? And then you kick it up a notch even more with this shiny, shimmery, metallic gilding polish, and it's just super easy. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I appreciate you so much. I'll check you next time. Bye.